Hi, welcome to Stagwell Sport Beach. My name is Chance Johnson. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Nexxen. I'm joined today by Elspeth Rollert, who is the CEO of Stagwell Marketing Cloud, and Aaron Gallagher, the Managing Director of Connective Media by United Airlines. So, very big week for you, obviously, launching a big new product, a big new solution. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. It's we actually officially launched Connective Media by United Airlines just last Friday, so we're really excited to be here at Cannes with our official launch. And ultimately, with this launch, we are focused on how we can connect the marketer's journey and connect together with travelers before, during, and after their travel. So whether that's in the airport, when they're booking their flights, and whenever they're even in, traveling throughout their entire journey.
Amazing. And to me, this is a really powerful opportunity for advertisers to engage with a very captive audience. And so maybe I'll pass to you, Elspeth, is how are your advertisers thinking about this opportunity, and how is Stagwell as a whole thinking about the business?
Yes, absolutely. Well, congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you.
Big week indeed. And how are advertisers thinking about this? Well, they're excited. This opens up so many more opportunities to tell stories that are relevant to consumers. That's what they want at the end of the day. But not only opening up that storytelling for advertisers, it allows them to anticipate their consumers' needs even more. So based on knowing where someone's going to travel, when they're going to travel, an advertiser thinks about, well, where in my consumer's journey are they making decisions across the funnel? And then being able to tap into that through United's network, in lounges, in-seat entertainment,
Exactly.
all of those different touch points. To me, people are buzzing, thinking about the different ways to connect into this.
Well, that's a really good point. And one of the things that we often see is advertisers are keen to test new ways to reach audiences. Over the last couple of years, retail media has been a bit of a boon for the industry. Mm-hmm. A lot of commentary around it over the last couple of years, but I noticed with Connective, it's different. It's commerce media.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about the distinction?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely different than a retail media network, and we're really focused on calling it a traveler media network. Commerce is at the heart of it, but really we're looking at how we can map the customer journey across the entire traveler's journey. And ultimately, we've had a lot of success in working with partners who are not just, travel endemic partners are obviously super important to us,
right,
but a lot of retailers and consumer goods products are really thinking this is a great opportunity, because at the end of the day, you're mapping the consumer journey and reaching them throughout that entire process and ultimately driving sale in many ways. So there is that commerce element. So you get kind of that upper funnel and lower funnel, opportunity to market to
Yes.
advertisers.
And when you talk about the full umbrella, you talk about the full journey, the full funnel, however you want to describe it, Elspeth brought up something that was really interesting, which is unique opportunities, creative ways to reach audiences in a very different way that they haven't had the opportunity to be connected with before. And given the nature of the screen sitting directly in front of the passenger, it's about 100% viewability, or as close as you can get, and out of home. So can you talk a little bit about maybe some of the creative nuance and maybe how you're encouraging advertisers to think about the full funnel?
Yeah, well, I would just second the connected loop piece there. I think that's really important on the transactional data. This is, replacing guessing with knowing, and having partners like United being able to do that is, very, very important, and allows people to start to experiment and to tell those stories. So when we think about unique ways to reach consumers, you talked a little bit about in-flight entertainment. Based on the fact, you know someone's traveling, the mindset that someone's in, and perhaps, based on we know, is this a vacation? Is this a business traveler? Like,
Exactly.
What are the things that we know about those folks that help us tell that story? Also, when you think about someone in lounge, they might be in a little bit more relaxed state of mind. We know they're about to go on a journey. They're in that type of mindset. So how do you start to craft those stories that really resonate with the traveler based on what you know about them?
Yes.
Yeah, and I would just say, from an in-flight entertainment perspective, that is something that is very new. It's existed in the past, but you would continue to get the same advertising over and
Over
over.
and over again.
So now with our new in-flight entertainment system, we can get very customized and targeted in terms of the messaging that we're delivering. And like you had said, it's truly a captive audience. And I think we can really surprise and delight and deliver a good consumer experience, which I think at the end of the day is what we really are focused on, is improving that customer experience with more relevant and more targeting information that'll be coming
Well, yes,
their
and
way.
you hit on such a truth there. If we speak on behalf of the consumer here, seeing the same advertisement over and over again, but now being able to surprise and delight and surface things that are relevant to consumers. And we know there's use cases outside of transportation, but you think about ride-hailing apps, decisions that we know people make closer to hitting the ground. Again, think about those relevant use cases, and I think that's what advertisers are really excited about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they should be, because there's so much data involved, and there's so much science in advertising and advertising technology.
Yeah.
But we're allowing the art to really shine here, and that's a very cool thing because it doesn't exist.
No, exactly.
And with that, so you talked about, this is the first airline that has launched a travel media network.
Yeah.
There's probably a ton of pros, but also some challenges that come along with being the first.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to share maybe some pros and cons of being the first to market with something so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, the pros obviously are that there's certainly a lot of buzz and excitement in the marketplace because this is unique and a first for an airline to be doing this. And the fact that you can engage with the consumer, like you were saying, in airport through the screens. Challenges-wise, I think it's a different proposition. So, we from a sales perspective, there's work to do from an education standpoint in the marketplace to truly prove out why this is unique and different. And like we said, it's not a retail media network, but it is something that we think can be really compelling. So we have a number of launch partners that have come on board with us in second quarter and doing a lot of testing and learning and really putting together unique case studies that show the true value. So that's something we're really going to be focused on, is making sure that any partners we're working with, that we're delivering results and being able to show measurable results. But it's still early days, and we're building as we're going here.
Yeah, so results oftentimes are tied to two things: a smart strategy and a positive customer experience.
Yeah.
And it seems like with surprise and delight, you're very much focused on both.
Yeah.
Which seems like a winning combo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elspeth, what's next for some of the marketers that you're working with in terms of activation? What can we look for in the second half?
Well, I think, to state the obvious, good creative matters, right?
Yes,
and so, to your point, you're getting people to think really differently. How do I leverage, the billions of pieces of data you have on the millions of your customers and start to think about, what are the hard-hitting moments in that consumer journey for my brand that matter. So I think what's next is, like, we're having people brainstorm and think about how do we test this out, and how do we test out our creative that can really cut through based on the unique assets that we can activate across the marketing funnel.
Yeah, and even sequential messaging. Thinking about, as you're looking at the traveler journey and they're thinking about booking their trip, to when they're in the airport, to when they're looking at the in-flight entertainment, to then when they're off the plane and you're reaching them off platform. There's a lot of creative opportunities that can come to life.
Well, that's what's so great, looking at your consumer journey and saying, okay, let's start to map these together, and what are the touch points that matter for my consumer when they're making decisions, and then how do we best activate in these different channels to tell that story. It's brilliant. It's fun.
Yeah.
We're excited. We're all excited.
We're excited.
We're very lucky and appreciative for Nexxen being a part of it, and same with Stagwell, I'm sure. And Aaron, thank you for your time. You're one of the busiest men in Cannes right now.
It's been a busy week.
We'll make sure it continues. And thanks everybody for joining us.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.